the relative size of the Ark. It's just about 2/3 the size of the Titanic. About 2/3 the size of the Titanic. First of all, I want to mention this. What dinosaurs would have to be on the Ark? We already said the sea dinosaurs, behemoths would have had to. But dinosaurs, we found all these bones and everything, but which dinosaurs? The biggest, baddest, oldest?
The youngest.
What was the purpose for having the animals on the Ark? What was the purpose? So that they didn't go extinct and they could then breed after they got off the Ark. So all you need are animals on the Ark that are old enough to reproduce. Correct? Old enough to reproduce. One thing we know about reptiles is that the older reptiles are the bigger ones. They grow each year. It's not like us where we stop growing. The reptiles tend to keep growing. The older ones are the biggest ones. So it doesn't have to be the biggest ones. You don't have to have the biggest behemoth. You have to have a behemoth that's mature enough to reproduce. That's all you have to have.
Or just young enough where...
And remember, our discussion about the bones, the species of dinosaurs, the majority of them are no bigger than a dog. Okay, probably smaller. Remember, I was saying most experts say about the size of a chicken. So, they could very easily have fit on the Ark. There's more than enough room for all the food and all the dinosaurs on the Ark. Here's a representation of what the Ark may have looked like. This is actually in Hong Kong. It is the first and the only life-size replica of the Ark.
Hong Kong?
In Hong Kong, of all places, and it's not even a Christian thing. There's actually like a hotel in the top layer, and there's like bars in there and casino and stuff. The guys who built it, their dad owns this huge casino, and they're the heirs to this casino and everything. So this is not a Christian thing, which is kind of odd and kind of cool in the same right. Yeah, this is the only life-size replica of the Ark. It's over in Hong Kong. But it gives you a scale. Look how high that thing is. These giraffes are closer to you, so they're probably only about that tall when you get them right up next to the Ark. Look how high that thing is. There's a lot of room, and there would have been multiple floors in there.
There are elephants coming out of it.
Yeah, look at the size of the elephant. He's on the ramp. He's on the ramp. And that's a full-size replica of the elephant.
If you want to build
those aren't real animals.
I'm not helping you.
They're plaster full-size that they made to look like this. So that gives you a scale of what this thing was. It was a huge, massive barge, is what it basically was. So it could have very easily. So, question, why are they extinct? Because they died. Well, if they were on the Ark, then why are they extinct? Why are they extinct? Okay, to answer that question, we have to ask two things. First of all, are they extinct?
Well, we haven't found them.
And if they are, then what happened to cause them to be extinct? I'm going to go backwards in those orders. If they are, and what happened to cause them to be extinct, one of the things that would have happened after the flood is the climate would have drastically changed.
But they were alive through Psalms.
They were. You're right.
So they didn't die right after.
Right.
I have a question for earlier.
Yep.
Like with the Ark, how did they fit all the food on there too?
There's plenty of room.
What? Really?
Noah and his sons would have had to gather it out.
It's said for like 2 of every single kind of animal, and then all the food seems like it's...
Very good question. Did they have to have 2 of every animal?
No, just had one.
They had 2 of every kind of animal. So they just had to have 2 of every kind of animal. They may have had 2 dogs that had the genetic DNA makeup to create all of the species of dogs that we see today. So they needed 2 dogs.
So
Just like we all started from Adam and Eve. And then, there's probably a lot of the genetic diversity. There's probably a lot of genetic diversity in the human race that we lost.
Yeah.
The facial features and stuff that we lost after Noah. Because now we can only trace ours back to Noah and his family. But there was the genetic makeup for all types of people. Tall, short, wide, thin, bald, not bald, different colors of hair and eyes and stuff. There may have been, heck, you don't know. Maybe there were people with purple eyes before. That'd be cool.
People with 3 eyes.
God made all sorts of colorful frogs and stuff. Maybe he had people with colorful eyes.
2 noses. Maybe they, green skin, orange skin.
You don't know. You don't know. It's all conjecture.
Be like,
Oh. Hey.
Talk too long.
Two. All right. My screensaver went on. Sorry. All right. So here's some creatures that we do know survived the flood. They didn't find the whole jaw. The jaw is actually remade because the shark's jaw is made of cartilage, and so it will rot and decay quickly. But they found the teeth. Based on the teeth and the size of the teeth, they can figure out the size of the jaw. That's a teenage boy there.
There's not me.
Megalodon. That actually did exist. They've proven the megalodon did exist. They found his teeth. They found other things. The megalodon did exist. It's bigger than a bus. He's about 3 or 4 times the size of a great white. This was one huge shark. So there were things that were huge that existed that don't exist right now, or that we do not know of that exist. By the way, we have not explored all the ocean. This is an interesting thing. These next few slides, the next 3 slides, are from an Inca civilization. And one of the big things that the evolutionists will say is, dinosaurs were so many million years before man. So these are Inca drawings well before they had excavated dinosaur bones and such. And even if they had excavated bones, they got skin on them and everything. They're showing actual. Here's a brachiosaur. Here's a triceratops. There's a stegosaurus up there. And I don't know if this guy could be a thing. These are in Inca stones. Here's another one showing a guy with a knife chopping on something that looks like he might be a T-Rex or something.
It could be that one.
Here's a triceratops, again, on an Inca stone. These are in Inca civilizations, which are ancient to us, but still, they're only a couple thousand years ago, guys.
Yeah, also they found this T-Rex, and it still had bone marrow and little blood things in it, and they said that
They actually found it wasn't blood cells, but it was some sort of cell, and the tendons were
600 years or something.
the tendons still had elasticity to them. They would still flip back. The tendons would still, that's pretty cool.
They said that they were going to make a copy of it. I was like, are you stupid?
Oh, clone it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
we didn't do it out well.
This was in the 30s, 32 or 35. They found this creature on the beach in I think it's Santa Monica, California. The scientists passed it off and said it was a beak-nosed whale. And I don't know what it was. But it's got a big head. That's all I know. And part of it's decayed and eaten away, of course. Anything that dies in the sea is going to become lunch right away. So, there's a possibility. This was in the 30s.
No.
This was in 1977 off the coast of New Zealand. A Japanese fishing trawler picked this up in their nets. They immediately thought it was a plesiosaur, recently dead. And they issued a postage stamp. Since then, they didn't keep it. They threw it back because they didn't want it to spoil their catch of mackerel.